Not having money when you need it isn't just a problem. It's a harsh reality that leaves many dreams unfulfilled. We all want to live a better life, one with financial freedom, no stress, and everything we desire for ourselves and our families. But have you ever wondered how rich people view money? What are the skills that set them apart from the crowd? And can we learn those skills too? The Warren Buffett Way, a blueprint for wealth. Hello friends, today's video is based on a book that decodes the thoughts, habits and philosophy of one of the world's most successful investors, Warren Buffett. Money-Making Skills by Warren Buffett. A Guide to Building Wealth isn't just a book, it's a blueprint, a path that shows how ordinary people can build extraordinary wealth without getting stuck. Warren Buffett never believed in overnight success. He trusted the power of compound interest, patience, and sound decisions. And these are the very things that make this book unique. We're living in a time with many distractions, but very little clarity. We work hard, but is that effort going in the right direction? Do we understand our money, or do we just see it as a means to spend? Through this book, we'll understand that money isn't just something to earn. Managing it, growing it, and using it wisely is also an art. And Warren Buffett is one of the greatest masters of this art. Friends, when you watch this video, you won't just get Warren Buffett's thoughts. You'll get a new perspective, a new way of thinking. You'll realize that money isn't just a game of numbers. It's a game of habits, mindset, and discipline. We'll tell you in this video how Buffett thinks, how he makes decisions, and how his simplicity and consistency built an empire that the whole world looks up to today. And most importantly, all these principles are something you and I can apply in our own lives, whether we're students, working a job, or running our own business. So, if you want to take your financial journey to the next level, if you want to learn how rich people think, and if you want money to work for you, then this video is just for you. So, this video is happening. Make sure to watch the video till the end, because it contains wisdom that might just change your thinking forever. Chapter 1. The Wealth Mindset. Earning wealth isn't just about working hard, it's the result of the mindset we cultivate in our minds every day. How do rich people think differently from us? Do they have a different brain, or do they use some magic? No, their greatest strength is a wealth mindset. Imagine someone who waits for their salary every month, and as soon as the money comes in, they pay EMIs, bills, expenses, fulfill a few desires, and then return to the same race. Now there's another person. Their income is also limited, but every month they save a portion of their income, invest thoughtfully, and strive to improve themselves every day. A few years later, the first person is in the same situation, exhausted, troubled, and financially stressed. Meanwhile, the second person is slowly but surely moving towards their financial independence. Where was the difference? Only in their mindset. Warren Buffett's life also started from an ordinary family. He also sold newspapers and small items in his childhood, but his focus was never on today's expenses. He was always focused on tomorrow's assets. He quickly understood that earning money isn't an immediate effort but a long-term strategy. And this strategy begins right where we change our thinking. A wealth mindset doesn't mean you have to have a lot of money. It means you understand money, respect it, and don't just see it as something to spend. Instead, see it as a seed that, with the right soil, the right time, and the right care, can grow into a tree that will give you both shade and fruit. Warren Buffett thinks before every decision. Is this productive? He doesn't see anything as a status symbol. Even though he earns millions, he still lives in an ordinary house, drives an old car, and stays far away from showing off. This is the biggest proof that a wealth mindset doesn't just mean earning money. It also means understanding how to invest that money in the right place. Today, many of us think that we'll think about it when we have more money. But Warren Buffett believes that more money comes when the right mindset comes. If we limit our thinking, saying this is enough for me, this can't happen, how can I become rich? Then believe me, even if we get millions, we won't be able to manage them. A wealth mindset teaches us how to turn every opportunity into a chance, how to learn from failure, and how to improve ourselves a little bit every day. This mindset says that money should work for you, not the other way around. Changing your mindset doesn't cost money, but that same mindset can lead you to millions. So if you truly want to bring change into your life, if you also want financial freedom, if you want your name to have self-made next to it one day, then start today. Free your mind from limitations. Think like the rich. Think like Warren Buffett. Because wealth is first created in our minds, then in our bank accounts. Now the only question is, Are you ready to adopt a wealth mindset? If yes, then this isn't just a video, it's your new beginning. Chapter 2. The Magic of Compound Interest. Have you ever thought about how a tiny seed becomes a giant tree? That seed, which initially fits in one hand, with time and care, grows into a tree that gives fruit, provides shade, and lasts for generations. Similarly, in the world of money, there's a rule that, if understood in time, can completely change your financial life. This rule is compound interest. Warren Buffett's life is the most accurate example of this. He started his investment journey at a very young age, just 11 years old. At that time, he didn't have a lot of money, but he had one thing that the world's richest people have: a long-term perspective. Warren Buffett adopted the mindset of growing money before earning it, and his most powerful weapon became compound interest. The magic of compound interest is understood when you give it time. It's the power that doesn't just add to your money, but multiplies it again and again. Just like a small snowball rolls down a mountain and gradually becomes so large that it turns into a powerful snowstorm. Warren Buffett calls this the snowball effect. Suppose you invested $1,000 at a 10% interest rate. In the first year, it became $1,100. The next year, interest will be earned on $1,100, meaning it will become $1,210. Then the next year, $1,331. This isn't just an increase, it's exponential growth. And this exponential growth takes your financial life to a new dimension. This is why Warren Buffett said, "My wealth has come from a combination of living in America, some lucky genes, and compound interest." Many people think that to become rich, you need a lot of money, a big business, or a breakthrough idea. But the truth is, the real beginning of making big money starts with small savings and smart investments. And compound interest is the most powerful engine in this process. But a painful truth is that many people never understand this magic. They earn money, spend it, and then wait for the next paycheck. They never adopt that long-term thinking that makes Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett. If you see your money as a seed and nurture it with time, patience, and wisdom, that same money can become the biggest tree in your life. Compound interest isn't just a financial concept, it's a lesson in patience, trust, and discipline. It teaches you how to achieve big goals by starting small. And most importantly, the sooner you understand it, the better. So, if you truly want to move towards financial freedom, make compound interest your best friend. This friend will slowly lead you to the height where money works for you, rather than you chasing money. Warren Buffett's art, his belief, and his experience give you a crucial lesson. Time is the friend of the wonderful business, the enemy of the mediocre. This means that those who move with time find compound interest to be magic, and for those who ignore it, the same time becomes the biggest missed opportunity. So friends, if you can save even $100 today, save it. Invest it in the right place, and then give it time. In the coming years, that small amount can give you a chance to be proud of yourself. Compound interest isn't an instant miracle. It's a slow, magical process that builds the greatest wealth over time. Chapter 3. Learn to identify true value. Imagine you're standing in a market. There's glitz and glamour all around. Every shopkeeper is shouting, "This is the best. Buy it today." People are buying without looking, without thinking, just because that's where the crowd is. Now look at a corner. Some people are standing quietly at one shop. No shouting, no fuss. But the people standing there are smiling. Why? Because they've recognized the true value of that thing. This is value investing. Understanding the true worth of something and making decisions based on your own understanding, separate from the crowd. Warren Buffett's thinking isn't limited to the stock market. It's a lifestyle, a perspective that teaches that not everything that glitters is gold. Warren Buffett says, "Price is what you pay, value is what you get." Meaning, how much money you pay for something is its price. But the real question is, what are you actually getting for that price? People often buy shares of a company just because it's trending or everyone else is investing in it. But Warren Buffett never does that. He stays calm, waits, understands the company's fundamentals, recognizes its true value, and only invests when he feels that the share is available at a low price in the market. It's just like waiting to buy an expensive brand jacket on sale. If a jacket costs $5,000, but you know that at the end of the season the same jacket will be available for $3,000, you'll be patient instead of buying it now. And then, when the time is right, you buy the same jacket at a lower price. This is wisdom, and this is the true power of value investing. Value investing teaches us that we need to think above the noise. When the world is selling out of fear, Warren Buffett buys. And when the whole world is blindly buying out of greed, Warren Buffett gets out. This is why he made very few investments in his life. But where he did, he thought deeply. The magic of value investing isn't just in making money. It gives you better thinking, patience, and depth. It takes you out of the noise of emotions and towards wisdom. Warren Buffett taught that to become rich, you don't need to run fast. You need to move slowly and wisely in the right direction. Today, while the world is chasing quick profits, crypto hype, and overnight success, Warren Buffett's philosophy reminds us that true and lasting success is built slowly and thoughtfully. If you truly want to become rich, not just in money but also in thought, then adopt value investing. Learn to see, not with the eyes of the crowd, but with your own understanding and experience. Remember, what's cheap isn't always bad, and what's expensive isn't always best. Real wealth comes when you know what to do when, and value investing gives you that perspective. Now is the time to look beyond outward appearances and recognize true value. Follow the path shown by Warren Buffett and learn how rich people are made, by their thinking, decisions, and patience. Chapter 4. Conquer Greed and Fear. Most financial decisions in the world, whether in the stock market, in business, or in our personal lives, are made not by logic but by emotions. And when it comes to money, the two biggest emotions that come to the forefront are greed and fear. These two feelings can either make a person rich or completely destroy them. Warren Buffett says, "Be fearful when others are greedy, and greedy when others are fearful." This isn't just a quote, it's a psychological map that shows that making money isn't a game of numbers but a game of emotional intelligence. Imagine someone who made some good profit in the stock market. They bought some shares, the price went up in a few days, and now they think, "I'll buy more, I'm going to get rich." This is greed speaking. They abandon real analysis and just follow the crowds. But when the market falls and the same person sells everything in a panic, that's fear. Now, do you think such a person can build long-term wealth? This story isn't just about that one person. This game plays out in the small or big decisions of all our lives. We either don't take risks out of fear, or we take too many risks out of greed. Warren Buffett's genius lies in the fact that he always kept these two extreme emotions under control. He never looked at the market with his emotions. Instead, he operated with logic and a long-term vision. When people are scared, when there's a recession, when the market falls, ordinary people run away. But Warren Buffett smiles. Why? Because he knows that this is the time when true wealth is created. He buys companies when everyone else is selling, and he sells when everyone else is crazy to buy. This emotional discipline sets him apart from the crowd. The same lesson applies in our lives. Sometimes we're afraid to leave a good job, afraid to invest in a new business, or we get excited to spend money instead of saving it, because we're either victims of fear or greed. But if we train ourselves emotionally like Warren Buffett, we can also make decisions that slowly lead us toward financial freedom. Think about it. Are you letting your emotions control your money, or have you learned to control your emotions? This question can be a turning point in your financial life. Warren Buffett's philosophy says this: the real skill in making money isn't just about accounts, shares, or numbers. Those are just tools. True mastery comes when you understand your emotions, manage them, and make decisions by rising above them. This is the rare skill that sets you apart from others. If you're watching this video and sincerely want to be smart in your financial journey, then the first step is to recognize and overcome greed and fear. Only then will you be able to think like Warren Buffett and perhaps become rich like him to some extent. So, let's make a commitment today. We'll keep our emotions out of the money game and make decisions with our minds, discipline, and patience. This is the real money-making skill, and this is the essence of Warren Buffett's genius. Chapter 5. Learn for life, earn for life. An ordinary boy who earned money selling Coca-Cola bottles in his childhood, and today the world calls him the Oracle of Omaha. Yes, we're talking about Warren Buffett, the man who not only became an inspiration for millions but also made the greatest strength of his life a habit, the habit of continuous learning. Think about it. When someone who is the world's most successful investor spends most of his day in books and knowledge, isn't that a wake-up call for all of us? Warren Buffett believes that if a person improves themselves by just 1% every day, in a year, they can be 365% better. And this improvement, this growth, isn't magic. It comes from lifelong learning. He says, the more you learn, the more you earn. And this isn't just about books, it's about mindset, curiosity, and that thirst that compels us to move forward. Imagine someone who is learning a little bit every day, sometimes from a book, sometimes from someone else's mistake, sometimes from their own failures. They slowly build themselves, refine themselves, and when the time comes, that same person becomes an example. Many of us think that once school or college is over, learning is over. But this is the biggest mistake. The real school of life begins when you get your degree. There's no syllabus there, no teacher. There's only time, opportunities, and our own thinking. And that thinking is shaped by learning. Warren Buffett reads hundreds of pages every day, and he says that to be successful, it's essential to constantly feed our minds with good ideas, words from smart people, and experiences that give us direction. This habit isn't just about money. It can revolutionize your entire life. When you continuously learn, you increase your value. And in this world, money flows toward what has value. Warren Buffett never said you need to know everything, but he does say you should try to learn a little bit every day. So friends, if you want to move towards a life where money, peace, and respect come to you, just build one habit, the habit of learning. Because this is the habit that will set you apart from the crowd and make you who you've always dreamed of being. Money doesn't just come from hard work, it comes from understanding, and understanding comes from learning. Have you ever noticed that the biggest problems in life arise when our income is growing, but our expenses are running even faster? We earn money, then spend it just as quickly, and at the end of the month we're right back where we started. Empty pockets, a heavy heart, and one question. After earning so much, why am I not moving forward? Warren Buffett's life teaches us a simple yet profound lesson: live below your means. This line, as simple as it sounds, is incredibly powerful because the truth is, wealth doesn't just come from earning more, it comes from spending less and wisely investing the money you save. Warren Buffett is counted among the world's richest people, but have you ever considered that he still lives in the same modest old house he bought years ago? He doesn't have a flashy lifestyle, no long line of luxury cars, no display of branded clothes. Yet, he has a peace that millions of people in the world don't. Financial independence. He says, if you're spending more than you earn, you can never get rich. You're just mortgaging your future. Think about it. When a new employee buys an iPhone with their first salary, takes out an EMI for a bike, and blows money on weekend parties and online shopping, what are they doing? They're buying comfort, but selling their financial growth. And this is the mistake most of us make. We chase after appearances just to impress others, and then we stress ourselves out. Warren Buffett's philosophy says, save money, then make that money work for you. When you start spending less than you can afford, you gain control over your money. And when there's control, that's when freedom comes. That freedom will save you from working a job you hate, give you the power to make big decisions, and give you the courage to fight the uncertainties of the future. Once, a story told of a farmer who had 2 oxen. One worked hard all day, and the other just ate fodder and rested. But when a drought came, the ox that worked hard and saved a little bit was the one that survived, and the other perished. This is the difference between someone who spends less than they can afford and someone who blows more than they earn. In today's age, where everything demands attention like a notification, controlling yourself is a superpower. Spending less than you can afford isn't a compulsion. It's a smart decision. It's the discipline that gives you long-term peace, not short-term pleasure. And remember, money isn't true wealth until it has a plan. The habit of spending less than you can afford is the foundation of that plan. So the next time you feel like blowing money on something non-essential, stop and think, is this giving me comfort or is it stealing my future? Warren Buffett says, don't save what is left after spending, spend what is left after saving. That is, save first, then spend what's left. Only then will you build that financial foundation upon which your true wealth will stand. 7. Staying away from debt. Debt isn't just a financial burden. It's an emotional bond that slowly breaks a person from the inside. When you're in debt, you don't get enough sleep, dreams shrink, and life gets entangled in one question: how will I pay it back? And that's why Warren Buffett always says, avoid debt like the plague. Just imagine, you want to live a beautiful life where you have money, peace, and freedom. But then an EMI bill rings and all your plans stop there, because a large part of your earnings is going into someone else's pocket. That's interest money. Warren Buffett never chased a flashy lifestyle. He never took out loans to show off his status. He still lives in the same old modest house he bought in 1958 without any mortgage, because for him, true luxury was freedom from financial pressure, and that freedom comes when you are free from debt. Once, a young man went to meet Warren Buffett. He was very smart and ambitious, but he was burdened with student loans, credit card bills, and a car loan. He asked, "Sir, when should I start investing?" Warren Buffett smiled and said, "First, free yourself. Interest is eating you up. You can't build anything until you get yourself out of the negative." The young man's eyes welled up because he knew Warren Buffett was right. Debt is a trap we often fall into ourselves, sometimes for show, sometimes in the name of necessity, and sometimes with the false belief that we'll manage everything later. But the truth is, debt is the biggest enemy of freedom. When a large part of your salary goes to paying interest to others, you are essentially handing over the key to your own future to someone else. Warren Buffett believes that staying away from debt isn't just a financial decision. It comes from the wisdom that helps you understand where to spend and where to stop. Avoiding debt is the first proof of that wisdom. Imagine being debt-free. You'll have money not just for necessities but also to turn dreams into reality. You won't just be paying bills. You'll be designing the architecture of your own life, brick by brick, debt-free, stress-free, and in full control. So friends, if you also want to be smart and independent like Warren Buffett, first make this promise to yourself: to stay away from debt. Whether it's small or large, don't mortgage your permanent peace for temporary comfort. Financial freedom isn't a dream, it's a discipline. 8. The secret to getting rich slowly. The desire to earn money is within every human being. Everyone wants to have everything that's currently only in their dreams. A big house, financial freedom, the freedom to spend without fear. But in this race, we forget that earning wealth isn't a 100-meter dash. It's a marathon, a long, patient, and wise journey. Warren Buffett's life is the truest example of this. A person who built not millions but billions of dollars in wealth, but not through a lottery or any get-rich-quick scheme. The most important quality he adopted was patience. As they say, the fruit of success is sweet, but it ripens slowly. Warren Buffett did exactly that in his life. He didn't try to earn quickly. He slowly grew his wealth, just like a gardener plants a tree, cares for it, and years later, when it bears fruit, provides both shade and sweetness. While others were trying to make quick profits in the stock market, Warren Buffett was quietly choosing companies with long-term potential. He didn't care if the stock would go up or down next week. He was confident that its value would increase over time, and that's exactly what happened. He didn't just earn money, he grew money by giving it time. Think about it. When an ordinary person thinks about spending $10,000, Warren Buffett sees that same $10,000 as a seed that, if planted in the right place, can turn into millions in the coming years. This perspective sets him apart from the crowd. He believes that the stock market is a vehicle that takes money from the impatient and gives it to the patient. Patience isn't just necessary in investment, it's essential in every area of life. Today, we want success to come in 30 seconds. Like an Instagram reel, but the truth is that great success is never instantaneous. Warren Buffett also started building a large part of his wealth after the age of 50. Imagine if he had stopped at 30, would he have become Warren Buffett? Patience doesn't mean doing nothing, it means doing the right thing and then giving it time. Just as a farmer doesn't expect a harvest immediately after sowing seeds, he understands the weather, prepares the land, waters it, and trusts that with time, he will get his fruit. Warren Buffett says that earning money isn't a magic trick. It's not even a science. It's an art that matures with time. And the biggest brush for this art is patience. Today, when we want everything fast food, fast internet, fast money, Warren Buffett teaches us that slow is powerful if the direction is right. His life is a living example that if you can be patient in your decisions, time itself will multiply your money. So friends, if you also want to get rich, truly rich, slowly but steadily, you must embrace the power of patience, because earning money is easy, but making money requires patience. And remember, fast success can give you happiness, but slow success gives you a legacy. 9. The power of consistency. Have you ever wondered if, to achieve big dreams, it's not necessary to take big leaps? Sometimes, the biggest life-changing transformations come from small daily steps. This is the secret mantra that Warren Buffett has adopted throughout his life: consistency. Every person wants to achieve something big, earn more money, live a better life, give their family every happiness. But when we look at our destination and compare it to our current situation, the gap seems so large that it frightens us. We think, how will all this happen? And this is where we stop. But Warren Buffett says that to reach any great goal, you have to take a small step every day. Just one small step, daily. Warren Buffett's investment journey was also like this. He never started with the expectation of millions. He started at just 11 years old when he bought his first shares, and then he made his decisions thoughtfully, patiently, and consistently, learning every day. He maintained consistency in his habits, whether it was reading the newspaper daily, spending hours reading company annual reports, or slowly understanding investing principles like a simple farmer. He never took shortcuts. He never chose the wrong path in the greed of getting rich quickly. Once, Warren Buffett said, "The chains of habit are too light to be felt until they are too heavy to be broken." This also applies to consistency. When you try to be even 1% better every day, in a year you can be 365 times better, and this is what makes the difference between success and failure. Imagine a farmer who plants seeds, waters them, and cares for them every day. But the crop doesn't grow in a day. He has to wait for the weather to change. But he doesn't stop because he has faith in his every small step. Just like that, the art of making money is also a game of patience and daily discipline. You don't get rich in a day, but if you keep moving in the right direction every day, you can certainly become rich one day. Today's world lives on instant results. We want to watch one video and have our lives change, read one quote, and get motivation. But the truth is that real change comes when we do boring, repetitive, small tasks with complete honesty every day, without skipping, without complaining. Warren Buffett did just that. He made consistency his lifestyle. He kept following the same principles every day, whether the market was up or down, and that's why he is considered one of the richest and most respected investors in the world today. So if you want to earn money, if you dream of financial freedom, you also have to bring consistency into your life. Learn a little every day, invest, save, and strengthen your mindset, slowly but surely. Believe me, the change that will come will be profound. Remember, big success is hidden in small, consistent steps. This is the power of consistency, which can turn any ordinary person into an extraordinary one. 10. Make money a tool. Just imagine if money could talk, what would it say to us? Perhaps it would say, "I am not your master, just a means to an end." But unfortunately, in today's world, humans have made money not just a necessity, but the center of their lives. We are all engaged in this race day and night, and we've become so lost in it that we've forgotten what money actually means. Warren Buffett earned billions in his lifetime, but if you look at his lifestyle, he still lives a very simple life. No show-off, no unnecessary expenses, and money doesn't control his life. This doesn't mean he doesn't value money. Rather, he kept money in his control, instead of being controlled by money himself. This mindset makes him special. When a person believes that money is everything, they slowly start losing their relationships, happiness, and even their own identity. There was a boy whose only dream was to get rich. He hustled day and night, worked overtime, trying to convert every single minute into money. And then one day, when he had millions of dollars, he realized he had no friends, no family, no peace, no happiness. He had money, but his life was gone. Warren Buffett has always said, money is like a car that can take you to your destination, but the steering wheel should be in your hands. If money becomes the driver, then you'll just remain a passenger behind it, who will never know where they're going. Many people think that when they have a lot of money, they will be happy. But the truth is that if you're not grateful today, even after earning millions, the inner emptiness will remain. Money can become your servant, but if it starts becoming your master, it will mortgage your soul. Therefore, it's important that we put money in its rightful place. Not too high, not too low. It's a means to fulfill our dreams, but making it the dream of life is the biggest mistake. Warren Buffett never entangled himself in luxurious things. For him, money was a responsibility, a tool with which he could create value, help people, and leave a legacy. He donated billions of dollars without regret because he never let money define him. Let's also change our relationship with money. Money shouldn't drive our decisions. Rather, our decisions should drive money. The purpose of life isn't just to earn, but to live wisely. A life that isn't just rich in bank balance but also rich in hearts. This is the real money-making skill, where you are the master of money, and money is your servant. If you can adopt this mindset in your life, understand that you haven't just earned money, but you've learned to live life. If you felt that these words can change not just books but your thinking too, then this is Warren Buffett's real power. Earning money is an art, but using it correctly is wisdom. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, and for such life-changing wisdom from books, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video. Until then, remember, drive money, don't let money drive you. Warren Buffett's financial journey is a testament to the power of patience, discipline, and a clear-eyed approach to investing. It began not with a grand inherited fortune, but with humble entrepreneurial ventures in his childhood, showcasing an innate understanding of value and earning from a very young age. From selling chewing gum and Coca-Cola door-to-door to delivering newspapers, he was driven by a desire to earn and save. His early forays into investing were equally precocious. At just 11 years old, he bought his first stock, 3 shares of Citi Service Preferred. While he sold them for a small profit, the experience of watching them fluctuate and later soar far beyond his selling price instilled in him a crucial lesson about patience and the long-term potential of good businesses. This initial dip, followed by a dramatic rise, was a formative moment. A pivotal influence on his intellectual journey was Benjamin Graham, the father of value investing. Buffett devoured Graham's book, The Intelligent Investor, and later had the opportunity to study directly under him at Columbia Business School. This mentorship solidified his philosophy of buying businesses when their market price was significantly below their intrinsic value, focusing on fundamentals rather than fleeting market sentiment. In 1956, Buffett took a significant step, forming the Buffett Partnership Limited. He managed money for family and friends, meticulously applying the value investing principles he had learned. His performance during this period was remarkable, consistently outperforming the broader market by a wide margin, further solidifying his reputation as a shrewd investor. The acquisition of Berkshire Hathaway in the early 1960s marked a major turning point. Initially a struggling textile company, Buffett saw an opportunity to gain control and eventually transform it into the diversified conglomerate it is today. This bold move demonstrated his willingness to take calculated risks and his strategic vision to pivot away from a declining industry. Buffett's investment philosophy, refined over decades, is characterized by its simplicity and profound effectiveness. He champions value investing, seeking out high-quality businesses with strong fundamentals and an economic moat, a sustainable competitive advantage that protects them from rivals. He famously prefers wonderful companies at a fair price over fair companies at a wonderful price. A core tenet of his strategy is long-term holding. Once he invests in a company, he aims to hold it for years, if not decades, as long as the underlying business remains sound. This patient, buy-and-hold approach allows the power of compounding to work its magic, turning initial investments into substantial wealth over time. His focus extends beyond just financial metrics to the quality of management. Buffett places immense trust in managers who are not only adept at running their businesses, but also skilled at allocating capital wisely. He believes in partnering with ethical and competent leaders who treat shareholders' money as their own. Unlike many modern investors who are swayed by daily market fluctuations or economic predictions, Buffett remains steadfast in his belief that the market exists to serve investors, not instruct them. He sees market downturns as opportunities to acquire great businesses at attractive prices, a testament to his "be fearful when others are greedy and greedy when others are fearful" mantra. Ultimately, Warren Buffett's financial journey underscores that true wealth is not built overnight through speculative gambles, but through a consistent application of sound principles, relentless learning, unwavering patience, and a deep understanding of businesses. His life serves as a powerful reminder that financial independence is a journey of disciplined steps, not a sudden leap. A key element distinguishing Buffett from many others is his unwavering commitment to continuous learning. He famously spends a significant portion of his day reading annual reports, financial statements, industry publications, and even general news. This insatiable curiosity and dedication to understanding the intricacies of businesses and the broader economy have been instrumental in his ability to make informed, long-term investment decisions and avoid fads. Beyond simply investing, Buffett also possesses an exceptional skill in capital allocation. He views Berkshire Hathaway not just as a portfolio of stocks, but as a perpetual learning machine for allocating capital effectively. Whether it's acquiring entire companies, investing in public equities, or even repurchasing Berkshire's own shares, every decision is made with a meticulous eye on maximizing long-term shareholder value. His disciplined approach extends to avoiding what he doesn't understand. Buffett has famously steered clear of industries like technology for many years, only later investing in companies like Apple when he felt he truly understood their underlying business models and competitive advantages. This adherence to his circle of competence has prevented costly mistakes and reinforced his focus on predictable, durable businesses. Buffett's humility and transparent communication with shareholders are also central to his enduring legacy. Through his annual letters to Berkshire Hathaway shareholders, he doesn't just provide financial updates, he offers profound insights into business, investing, and life, often with a self-deprecating wit. This openness has built immense trust and loyalty among his investors, a rare commodity in the financial world. In essence, Warren Buffett's financial success is a masterclass in compounding not just of money, but of knowledge, discipline, and reputation. His journey isn't just about accumulating wealth, it's about a consistent, principled application of common sense to the complex world of finance, proving that the most powerful strategies are often the simplest ones, executed with extraordinary patience. Despite his immense wealth, Buffett is famously known for his remarkably simple and frugal lifestyle. He still lives in the modest home he purchased in Omaha, Nebraska in 1958 for a mere $31,500. He drives relatively ordinary cars, prefers simple food like McDonald's for breakfast, and shuns extravagant luxuries. This personal frugality isn't just a quirk, it deeply reflects his investment philosophy of valuing intrinsic worth over outward display and avoiding unnecessary spending that detracts from long-term wealth creation. This simple lifestyle also underpins his remarkable philanthropic commitments. Buffett has pledged to give away over 99% of his wealth to charitable causes, primarily through the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, as well as foundations run by his children. He believes that such vast wealth, largely accumulated due to societal structures and a measure of luck, should be returned to society for the greater good, rather than being passed down through generations to create dynastic wealth. His views on wealth distribution are particularly noteworthy. Buffett openly advocates for higher taxes on the wealthy, stating that those who have benefited most from the economic system should contribute more to its functioning. He often points out the luck of the draw in being born in a prosperous country with abundant opportunities, attributing a significant part of his success to circumstances beyond his control rather than solely to his brilliance. The ethical dimension of Buffett's investing is also profoundly influential. He places a high premium on integrity and trust, not just in his personal dealings but also in the management of the companies he invests in. He prefers to partner with leaders who are honest, transparent, and operate their businesses with a strong moral compass, understanding that a strong ethical foundation is crucial for long-term sustainability and shareholder value. Looking to the future, Berkshire Hathaway's succession planning, though private for many years, has been a model of careful transition. While Buffett remains at the helm, key figures like Greg Abel and Ajit Jain have gradually taken on more responsibility, managing vast parts of the conglomerate. This gradual delegation, coupled with his commitment to having his son Howard oversee the preservation of Berkshire's unique culture, ensures that the principles and values that build the empire will endure long after his direct leadership. His unique perspective on market bubbles is another defining characteristic. While many investors get swept up in speculative frenzies, Buffett remains anchored to intrinsic value. He famously developed the Buffett indicator, total market capitalization to GDP, as a rough gauge of market overvaluation. When this ratio climbs to historically high levels, he becomes increasingly cautious, often holding significant cash reserves and waiting patiently for more rational prices, rather than chasing inflated assets. This contrarian stance has allowed him to navigate and even profit from periods of widespread irrational exuberance, such as the dot-com bubble. Buffett's influence extends far beyond the financial markets into corporate governance. He advocates for board independence, transparency in financial reporting, and executive compensation tied to long-term performance rather than short-term gains. His annual shareholder meetings, dubbed Woodstock for capitalists, are a testament to his commitment to educating and empowering individual investors, fostering a culture where management is accountable to shareholders, not just to themselves. The simplicity of his advice, delivered with wit and relatable anecdotes, has made complex financial concepts accessible to millions. His annual letters are eagerly awaited not just by investors, but by anyone interested in business wisdom. He has a remarkable ability to distill profound truths into plain language, making him a unique figure who has demystified investing for the common person. Buffett's enduring relevance in the ever-evolving financial landscape lies in his unwavering adherence to fundamental principles that transcend market cycles and technological shifts. While others chase the latest trends, he sticks to what he understands. Buying good businesses with strong competitive advantages, managed by honest people, at a fair price. This timeless approach proves that success in investing is less about predicting the future and more about understanding the present. In essence, Warren Buffett's financial journey is a living masterclass in what it means to be a true investor and a responsible capitalist. It's a powerful narrative that underscores the virtues of patience, integrity, continuous learning, and a focus on long-term value creation. His legacy is not merely the immense wealth he has accumulated, but the profound impact he has had on how people think about money, business, and their place in the world.